So you were at the Warsaw Audio Show. Great to know. And the best speaker there was the Sasha V. Even though there were speakers 10 times the price, others that you talked to agreed. Here we go. Someone was at the Warsaw Audio Show in Poland. In case you do not know, it just took place this weekend. Today is October 29th, so it should have taken place October 28th, 27th, I believe, too. This person here that you're seeing on my screen, he was at the show. And everyone was agreeing that the Wilson Audio Sasha V was the better speaker, even better than speakers costing 10 times as much. Is that a shock to me? No, it's not a shock to me at all. I don't feel surprised that most people preferred Sasha V over anything else that was at that show. And I'm sure they had great brands over there. I'm sure they had the usual suspects plus the best heavy hitters in Europe. And if you're asking me why that is, yeah, Wilson Audio speakers, in my opinion, are that good. But this is one man's point of view, just my opinion. My opinion is either qualified to you or not qualified, and it's fine for me. Yes, they are that good of a speaker. It doesn't shock me. I've had the Sasha DAWs here in the past, and I have had speakers that were far more money, and I was wondering, why is it that we're spending much more money in other speakers? Yeah, I believe Wilson. There's a reason why Wilson Audio is the speaker with the biggest following. I don't care what anybody else says. Let me tell you this. As a matter of fact, why not be real? I don't care what anybody else is telling you around the globe. I don't care where you hear this information. I don't care who tells you this information. You're going to get it from me. There is a reason why Wilson Audio is the number one brand, loudspeaker brand in the United States. Number one. Now, I am not getting a check in the mail. Wilson Audio, if you're watching this, please hook a brother up with a pair of Sasha V's. Okay? Free marketing for you. And I got the Chronosonics right behind me. Okay. Wilson's not paying me for this, but I know they are the best-selling brand in the United States and arguably the world. Now, I do not know if that's the case because I know around the globe you got Focal, which is a huge company. So Focal is definitely a larger company than Wilson Audio is. They do also car stereo, which Wilson doesn't do. Okay, not yet anyway. But when we look at the audiophile scope of things, just the audiophile realm of loudspeakers, there is no other brand in the globe, that has the pedigree that Wilson Audio has. You may hate the brand. You may hate how it sounds. You may claim that the bass is boxy. You may claim that it sounded like trash in your room and it never sounded right. Whatever the case may be, it will never change the narrative of they are in my opinion, probably the most successful loudspeaker brand in the whole world. They are. Other brands, which will go nameless, loudspeaker brands, wish they had the traction that Wilson Audio has. Folks, I'm not making any of this up. You can do your own research about what I'm saying. I'm just reinforcing those points. They are. When you're buying a speaker in the six-figure category, this is another point I want to make. When you're buying a speaker in the six-figure price point, MSRP, there is no easier speaker to sell than Wilson Audio when it comes to that price point. If tomorrow you were to say, God forbid, you got sick, you can't continue with the hobby, you need to get out of the hobby and recoup a lot of your money, no other speaker will sell easier than Wilson Audio at those prices, six figures. No other speaker. Trust me when I say this. I've been doing this for a long time now, and I have had a lot of speakers. Trust me, you've seen a lot of speakers on my channel. Nothing sells as fast as a Wilson Audio speaker does. Nothing. Now, I know you're not in the business. I know you're not there to sell. I'm just saying, if tomorrow you want to retire and be done with this, and you would like to get that money back in the bank, you're going to have the easiest time selling Wilson Audio speakers than anything else. I don't know if that's going to skew your selection of that future speaker or not, but that's a fact. Don't let anybody tell you any different. Don't let anybody tell you any different. I'm telling you, take it from me. I've owned just about everything, at least from the United States, when it comes to loudspeakers. Take it from me. Okay. So to reinforce that, yes, they are who they are for a reason, and it doesn't shock me that you found them the best at this new Warsaw show in Poland. Do I think many of these cheap internal build circuits and big name power filters or conditioners are seriously overhyped for the minor improvements in some areas that they provide? Absolutely. I do believe some of these power conditioners are improving things. They do improve. I've never had a power conditioner that didn't improve something. Okay. They all have improvements, some more than others. Some more than others. Okay. But I will say this, that prices, again, they're climbing. They're getting ridiculous. I know Nordost just came out with a new power conditioner. I don't even know the model number. That's like $18,000, something like that. It's a lot of money. So it's getting up there in price. They keep jacking up prices. They keep getting more expensive, which is concerning because it makes me wonder, are they trying to push us out? Are they trying to push people out of the hobby? Is this what the industry is trying to do? The ultra high-end components are trying to do? I don't really know, because it seems to me like everything keeps going up and they never bother to think, are we hurting our sales? Are we pushing people out who are long-time customers of ours? Are we making them now unable to upgrade to that next component because we made it that much more money? I don't know if they ever wonder, if they ever question these things. No idea, right? But the truth is that to continue in business, I understand that things get more expensive, but I also feel like there needs to be a limit where you're no longer like spending, the cost of your home to have a decent sound system, right? It's getting more expensive. Yeah, it's getting worse and worse. And power conditioners, unfortunately, are also proof of that. You start to see them now go from what used to be a great power conditioner, the Nagra Audio Quest 5000 or 7000. I think it was like 7K. Now we're talking about a Nordost unit that's 18K, $10,000 more. It's crazy. Would I use the Strom tank only for sources and not for power amps? I read on one review the Strom tank lowers the imaging height. I would happen to hate that. I don't know what reviewer said that. The Strom tank lowers the images. I have never heard that. Never heard such thing. And I've had every single Strom tank, the exception being the 4000 HP. I've had the 1000. I've had the Strom tank 2500 MK2, MK1, and the 5000. Never heard such effects. Now, do I believe Strom tanks are great for amplifiers? Listen, there are always exceptions when it comes to this hobby. What am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say is, on paper, we can write up potential scenarios, outcomes. But until you roll up your sleeves and get behind your system and try it, you're not going to know your results. So there is no rule of thumb, meaning some amplifiers may sound better into the Strom tank. Other amps may not. It all depends on the amplification. I could never connect my Apex into a Strom tank. I could never connect my Boulder 3050s or a 3060. It's too much of an amplifier to put it into a battery, to connect it into a battery, right? So you couldn't do that. But there might be other amplifiers that are easier loads. Like, for instance, I could see a Luxman 900U, no problem, connected into a Strom tank. I could see a Luxman M10X, no problem. Sim Audio, no problem. Class D amplifiers from Bel Canto, no problem. Merrill Audio Class D amplifiers into the Strom tank, no problem. The baby Boulder 866 integrated, no problem. The Boulder 1161 into a Strom tank, zero issues. I could see all of those having no problems when plugged into a Strom tank, right? But there might be those that are not, because they're just a difficult load. Okay, they need the outlet. So Overall, though, the Strom tank will definitely impact the performance positively. It will make things better, cleaner, clearer. There's going to be situations in which you'll realize that your system now sounds good all the time, unlike what it is right now, where you probably feel that there are times throughout the day in which your system isn't performing at its peak. And that is because of the grid. That is because either people are home, you're listening when everyone came home, everyone's got TVs running, you got the dryer running, the washer running, the microwave going, too many things happening. Or even your neighbors, you are on the same grid. They're doing that too. Your system will detect that and basically sound not as good as when everyone goes to sleep and it's 1 o'clock in the morning, everybody for the most part is in bed. Then your system just glows and it gives you magic that sometimes you wish you could have in front of you 24/7, but it's impossible until you work on your power. And that's one of the biggest things that I like about the Strom tank, okay? That you can be completely off the grid.